I'm not with that. You guys are doing in Austin.
What do you mean?
And my whole identity was wrapped up in his identity. And that was a mistake. I felt like I was very much like a doormat in that relationship.
In the beginning of my relationship with Bobby, he sort of forced me to do stand-up.
Recently, Khalyla's return to TigerBelly caused probably the largest fan backlash I've ever seen in a comment section. Also, Bobby called out the Austin comedy community, which was an interesting surprise. We'll get into that, but first, the backlash. Apparently, they were trying to delete all the negative comments about Khalyla, but they couldn't keep up. There was just too many. I never understood the Khalyla hate until this one. Now I get it. Please drop her from the podcast. It's been so good since she wasn't on. This is a good way to get a lot of people to stop watching. Deleting comments about Khalyla shows how good she is liked. Now, just to show that I haven't cherry-picked these, I've highlighted all the negative comments about Khalyla to show the magnitude of this backlash. It's pretty sad that TigerBelly has to delete comments to protect Khalyla's feelings. I understand why they do it, but ultimately this isn't sustainable. It feels like every time she comes back, she gets even more negative comments, and the more time she takes off, the less people miss her. Then every time she makes a reappearance, she gets more hate comments. How is this good for anyone involved?
Yeah. And you said I was okay going down.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
God, man. I thought I was pretty good.
But I just don't want to talk about that.
Oh, right. Let's move on. Anyway, let's move on. Okay.
So the feedback, according to 90% of the comments, is that Khalyla is not wanted on TigerBelly. Some of you might say, okay, there's a bunch of incels out there who hate Khalyla because they think she's a gold digger or something like that, right? And poor Bobby is a helpless victim. I think most viewers have moved past that. From what I've noticed in the post-breakup era is the chemistry between them. If I could describe it in one word, it would be uncomfortable. For a comedy podcast that's built on good humor, she doesn't contribute to that side of the podcast. But if you like random facts about the Philippines, then you're in luck.
What do you like to do in bed? You just like to bed rot?
I don't even know.
Because I love to bed rot and do nothing.
Nothing.
Like in the Philippines, there's this word called like ligid-ligid, and it literally means to just roll and roll and roll.
Oh, really?
And you do
Ligid-ligid?
nothing. Ligid-ligid.
That's great.
And
yeah.
it's such like a part of I think it's okay to do.
I think everyone in the Philippines have a stutter.
Because we say things too
Pog,
tight.
pog, ligi.
He shits on the Philippines all day.
I love.
There's a weird vibe between them that feels like I said uncomfortable, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Now, although there wasn't any weird jabs at each other, there will still be some awkward moments that throws off the momentum of the conversation. Take a look at this. During the episode, Bobby wanted to make a serious point about Austin comics and how they could be hacky because they used generally more offensive language. I thought it was interesting that Bobby was calling this out. It shows that there's some discourse between the LA and Austin comedy scene. But anyways, during this, Khalyla undermines Bobby and keeps having these weird reactions when Bobby finishes a sentence.
You know when you're hanging out with another comedian, he says the N-word around you for the first time?
Yeah.
I like that. That's a little trust that I'm in the circle.
Here we go. Let's talk about this real quick, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm not with that. You guys are doing in Austin.
What do you mean?
Well, let's be real. I don't like some of the words you guys use freely.
Like what?
It's like edgelord shit. It's like
Not all of it.
I know, but
there is
it's becoming so hacky to me that people, you
100%.
guys use these words just for the shock factor. It's
100%.
like I'm not into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the R word sometimes in a joke, maybe, right?
Yeah, sorry, my face is just crooked.
Yeah. But I would never say the N word in any environment.
Okay.
Just some casual gaslighting there. She makes a face. Bobby questions it. She says, no, my face is crooked, which she's referencing the Bell's palsy she had recently, which caused paralysis for half of her face. Then she did it again a few seconds later when she clearly disagreed with Bobby. I guess she likely thinks or knows that Bobby is talking shit. He says he never said the N-word and she wants to call that out maybe, but either say something or don't. Sitting there making faces, which throws Bobby off, just for you to say, oh, nothing, and my face is crooked. It's gaslighting, and to be blunt, it just comes off as bitchy. There was another episode last year when she did the same thing but worse, except she did it like 4 times during the episode. Every time she would make a face, Bobby would say, you know, what is it? And she would play dumb.
Okay. Okay.
It absolutely isn't negative. How is that negative? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What are you doing with your fingers like that?
Why do you keep looking at me?
I don't like the way you're looking right now.
I thought you were going to talk about like honesty and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about
Yeah,
honesty, right?
Yeah.
Just because I know who I am, I've been in the business a long time.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling? I'm on stage. I see the group, him sit down, and let me say something about me. I'm not bragging. Why are you laughing? Why are you against me today?
I just have to like look away when you say that.
She's just looking away. She's just looking away.
What do you mean?
Then let me say something about me. It's great.
Right.
That's
That's always
I think that's what you've been doing for the past
for the best what?
like 10 minutes.
All right,
Yeah.
forget it. So, if you honest, this is the honest truth. Literally, if you ever want to come back and
Oh my gosh. Bobby,
promote
thank you.
anything.
Thank you.
Honestly, if you want to promote anything, because the
Appreciate
people that
it.
listen to our podcast, they love that. And what's up? Why?
What? Oh my God.
Okay,
Bobby,
honestly,
for the other
next time you're gonna wear an eyes wide shut mask. Because I can't do this. I can't do
smiled at George and I was not.
it. No, you're doing this shit. You're doing this shit. Like always, constantly looking. You're like, I don't like it.
I'm sorry. I'm not, okay. I will be stoic from here on out. Jesus, I was not.
Anyway,
kidding.
The doors are always on.
Thank you.
But also,
The last one clearly pissed him off. We can see in hindsight that she was pulling faces and making gestures. Bobby at one point mentioned how happy he was to have Randall Park on, which is a pretty high profile guest, and this silly back and forth looked unprofessional and likely made the guests feel a little uncomfortable. The vibe between them no longer feels friendly. You know what it feels like? Two people who are no longer in a relationship forced to do a podcast. This is the type of thing that fans pick up on and end up thinking, you know, why is she here? For those of you who say that she hasn't really done anything other than just try to live her life, I would have to disagree. Even though we all know that Bobby Lee has a lot of issues, which he seems pretty open about, he's also clearly loyal to Khalyla and refuses to say anything negative about her, but she doesn't carry that same energy. It's been almost 3 years since they broke up, and there'll still be clips surfacing of Khalyla painting Bobby in a bad light.
My mistake in that relationship was that I actually was a suburban housewife and I did make things easy for him. And I did put some dreams to sleep in order to really like what I thought was like push him and focus on him. And my whole identity was wrapped up in his identity. And that was a mistake. I felt like I was very much like a doormat in that relationship where I just let things slide. I put blinders on for a lot of things and I'm like, behave however you want. I'll be here when you come home.
Do you do stand up?
I don't.
Okay. Have you ever?
Sensitive topic, but yes. So in the beginning of my relationship with Bobby, he sort of forced me to do stand up, and I don't think it's because he thought I could do it. I think it's because he wanted me to experience pain.
Okay. So you didn't like it?
It was brutal.
Um.
I did open mics. I maybe did a total of 7 or 8 before I
Cool.
realized, oh, this is a game he's playing.
That's a lot.
That second clip made him sound almost like a psychopath. According to her words here, he forced her to do stand-up because he wanted her to feel pain. She even says at the beginning that it's a sensitive topic, as if this caused her some real trauma. If I met a girl and she didn't want to go to a comedy show because she found it triggering, and I asked her why, and her answer was, oh, I dated this guy and he made me do stand-up again and again because he wanted me to feel pain, I would find it difficult to, number one, not laugh, and then, number two, of course I'd have to ask to hear some of her material. That whole thing seems silly to me, but let me know in the comments if I'm being insensitive. Then, of course, we have every once in a while revealing some details about Bobby that makes him look like a disgusting slob.
Do you feel that taking care of your dad prepared you for your relationship with Bobby Lee?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you ever wipe Bobby's ass? Be honest.
I've cleaned his shit, yeah.
What does that mean?
Because he would like shit on a paper plate in the back of the car in the middle of the 101 freeway. So I'd
I
be
don't
like, "Let me dispose
understand
of
some of the
this."
things I hear.
And then he would shit his pants. I'd be like, that's okay, babe. Let me just, it's okay. There's no shame. Let's wash it.
Why did he have to shit on a plate in the car? He couldn't hold. He can't hold it.
You know, he has bubble
can't.
guts, Korean bubble guts.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's okay. He still shits himself now, and I would help him through it still.
He's cool with you saying that?
I don't think anyone can defend that behavior from Bobby, nor should we try. Like I said, he obviously has issues, but she knows this. And she reveals these details about him under the guise of, yeah, there's no shame in it. That notion feels disingenuous. There's no shame in it. Let's reveal to 10,000s of people that he used to shit himself all the time and I would have to clean it up. But, you know, there's no shame in it. Let's not judge him. What are we talking about here? It seems like she's pretending there isn't shame in it just so she doesn't look bad while sharing this embarrassing behavior from Bobby. I get that they're still friends and she's a core part of the team. We can all acknowledge that TigerBelly wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her, but at what point is the team at TigerBelly forcing something on the fans that they don't want? And how is this helpful to Khalyla? It can't be easy being reminded that a huge chunk of the fans have nothing but contempt for you. If Bobby is the one insisting that she's kept on the show, then that makes the whole situation even more sad. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe if you want to see more and support the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.